The Employment and Labour Minister, Nomakhosazana Meth, will today activate more than 1.5 billion rand in skills development and job creation funding, which is aimed at generating over 30,000 opportunities in Gauteng as the country battles persistently high joblessness. The intervention comes as new quarterly labour data shows the national unemployment rate easing slightly to 31.4% in the last 3 months of 2025, with around 7.8 million people still out of work. It underscores the scale of the unemployment challenge facing government programs, but the minister's here to tell us about this activation and speak broadly on employment and labour in the country. Minister, thank you so much for the time this morning. Really appreciate it. A marathon week one has certainly seen from yourselves as well. We appreciate it. It's a difficult scenario, though, because as you put it, it's the year of putting South Africa's youth to work. But one must say it's probably going to be very difficult when that youth is still sitting with what is one of the highest unemployment rates we've seen to date.
Yes, good morning to you, Arabile, and your viewers at home. It's quite a very steep hill that one has to climb. This unemployment rate is stubborn. We appreciate the slight decline of a 5 percentage point, but at the same time, we are not just sitting back and watching. We as government, working with our partners, in particular, the industry, who are doing all to turn the situation around, as we have heard the president, that we have since experienced in the recent past, some green shoots in the country in terms of the economy that has improved. We are also excited that our UIF, through the PIC's investments in the JSE, have grown with more than 32 billion rand from last year, March, up to February this year, putting us at 207 billion rand investment, which is giving us also some ground to maneuver to ensure that we do these interventions as we wait for the labour market to be well capacitated to absorb the labour force.
You know, the difficulty, I suppose, Minister, here, though, is that just last year, if one aggregates the figures, we only created in total 20,000 job opportunities. I know from a quarterly basis it increases here, decreases there, but if on aggregate it's only 20,000. And then this is meant to hopefully activate 30,000 job opportunities. One asks the question, what is an opportunity versus an actual job itself? And does this make it long-term? Is it short-term, etc.? What is the basis under which we're giving these people these job opportunities, and what does it actually mean for our economy?
Okay, I think let me first explain what is the Labour Activation Program through which we are providing these job opportunities through skills development. Since 2008 and 2009's economic recession, the Department of Employment and Labour started a program to intervene as part of the public employment programs so that there can be job opportunities for our people. We are saying the economy needs to grow in order for us to have sustainable jobs that are created. But as I said earlier on, we can't then sit back and watch when the economy is battling. We know there were many disruptions that happened. One would mention just a few: your COVID-19 pandemic, the issue of the uprising in KZN and Gauteng that happened in 2021, the issue of floods. So there's been a lot, the geopolitics. Some of these things, our government is hard at work in improving on those. We have seen the stabilizing of the electricity through ESCOM and ending the load shedding. And also you see DTIC is up and down, ensuring that international trade relations are strengthened as we are faced by serious pressures across the globe. But
Sure.
We are even expanding in the African continent to ensure that we get the market, because once we are able then to improve in that front, we will see serious sustainable jobs for our people as the economy grows. So we are intervening through LAP, which is a program that is meant exactly to give an opportunity to government to do something. So it's job opportunities because we are giving skills to these young ones in particular, as we have seen, and you have also said that the youth is the most affected by the unemployment. So it's an intervention from the government front, but it's not only government that must come to the fore in order for us to be able to create opportunities for our citizens to get employment.
What type of skills are we talking about here, Minister?
It differs from province to province. As we speak now, we are looking at the Gauteng province that has 3 cities, and we are focusing on these 3 cities, and also we will be working with other districts like Yosetibeng. We have already given these opportunities that exceed 80,000 in the 5 provinces. And here in Gauteng, as I say, it differs from province to province. We saw the partners come forward who are providing skills in agriculture, in construction, infrastructure maintenance, cleaning and security services, ICT and business administration, wholesale and retail, call center operations, and social and economic services, technical trades, manufacturing and entrepreneurship. So it's quite a lot of skills that we are looking at, but we are going to zoom in this kind of financial year when we come out now with the cohort of the 7th administration. We'll be zooming down to what actually is needed by the labor market, because our observations are, even though we are partnering with our partners coming with different skills, the issue is still ensuring that these that get to be trained, they get to be placed at permanent jobs. So that's an issue that we are looking at. We've conducted a study. We know now which sectors will provide skills that are needed by the labor market, and we'll be focusing on that so that there is no discussion after the training about where they are they absorbed by the employers.
Sure. Minister, 0.002%. That's what 30,000 job opportunities means to the 12.4 million South Africans that don't have jobs. This is barely a speck. It barely hits the sides, as some would say. How do we get this rolling further? Because we need a far more action, surely. We need to have a job opportunity drive that gives millions of people jobs in this country, not just a couple thousand.
I love your maths. You show that you did the real maths. We are not dealing with the 30,000 jobs. As I said to you, in the past few months up to May, we've rolled out job opportunities in excess of 80,000. So the 30,000 is making us to hit 100,000. We are the same people. The Department of Employment and Labor is the one that is funding the Education Assistance Program, which have seen 155,000 teacher assistants being engaged at school. So our target for this financial year is 240,000. We'll be going to Free State this coming week. We'll be going to KZN, going to Northern Cape. So we are going across the country, and our target for the year is 240,000. It is not only the Department of Employment and Labor. We are adding to many other interventions by government across departments.
Yeah, look, I hear you. But I think my maths is also going to be the key benchmark to this next part of my conversation then. 240,000, when in some quarters we lose 298,000 in terms of jobs. And I get the fact that you're saying it's in different various sectors, but then you're also adding to the different varying sectors. So which means that in each sector, we're still only gaining incrementally. If we're taking in 9.8 million youth that are not even in employment, education, or training, we need far more than just 240,000, even at least from your own department or from any other department for that matter. If every department gave 240,000, we're still not scratching the surface.
Yes, I agree with you, and I think we'll continue to add up. And I agree with you that the youth is most affected. The need is a problem that we want to address. It is for that reason that we came up with the project 20,000, which in that program we're hitting 2 birds with 1 stone, intervening in ensuring that our kids who are unemployed graduates get to be exposed on experiential learning at the world of work, and also ensuring that we capacitate ourselves as we do the inspections. But again, we are targeting this financial year another 20,000 of TVET learners who are counted as not in employment, not in education, or training, because they've finished their work in terms of their class work, but they've not been placed on work integrated learning. We'll be also looking at that, bringing them to the world of work, working with the business. Again, we have since gotten a report from the government business committee that I chair that there's 139,000 digital skills vacancies in South Africa. And it is for that reason that we'll be setting aside 250 million to intervene to ensure that this financial year, working with NSF and DHET, we train on digital skills 10,000. So the numbers will be adding up. As I said to you, if we can bring all the work that is done, be it by a Department of Transport, be it by the Department of Higher Education and Training through SETAs, the numbers do add up, but these are just interventions by government. Once the economy improves, as we are optimistic that it is improving, we expect to see the labor market absorb young people in particular and citizens in general in numbers.
Yeah, okay. How much are we working with the higher education department, even maybe basic education here, to ensure that the skills that we're developing for the future of labor in this country is based off of understanding what that future actually looks like? Especially the needs of the country, whether it be from a private sector basis or even from the public sector. Are we doing that at the very least? Because that means we need to reconfigure sometimes even our curriculum. Is that at least at play?
Exactly. That's why I said I am chairing a government business committee, which is comprised of DHET, DTIC, Small Business Development, and the industry. We're working closely with Higher Education and Training. It is that committee that sanctioned the study that was concluded May last year, led by DHET, Employment and Labor, and the presidency, to ensure that we bring forward to say, these are the sectors that need these types of skills, so that our pipeline development of skills is in line with what our country needs. So we are working with higher education and training. We'll be working also with basic education, because the issue of skills, it starts at a very age, making people know what they want, what is needed by the country, so that they are very correct in terms of choosing the path of their study. So we start at a very young age. Even where we are going now, we are not just about handing over these contracts. We've got jobs fair in partnership with different departments. We do what is called career exhibition so that people can understand. So we are working together as partners and closely as Employment and Labor and Higher Education and Training. And I think you've heard the president talk about the dual approach in terms of these SETAs and TVET colleges. And this is what we are going to be doing also as we repurpose our lab program, so that as they get to be trained, they also are exposed to the world of work, so that they don't wait and they are not being able to be placed when they finished training on these technical skills through TVET colleges and other programs.
Nomakhosazana Meth, the Employment and Labor Minister, thank you so much for your time this morning. Appreciate it.